Why is Mr. Obi's statement of congratulations to General Gowon hitting up the polity is the big question if we see ourselves as one Nigeria?
Let me tell you something. I believe in unity of Nigeria. I believe General Gowon made a whole lot of mistakes because he himself prevaricated on a lot of things that would have prevented the war. And so, when you say Peter Obi made a statement and then he's clarifying, there's nothing wrong in clarification.
GGM, uniting the...
Good evening, viewers. You're welcome back again on this platform. This is BVI Channel 1, where we tell you undiluted truth. And tonight on GGM for Good Governance, very special program coming to you every Friday as we take on very important issue. The country so deeply divided, talking about Nigeria. Beginning with the recent message put out by Peter Obi to Gowon for his 90th birthday. It didn't go down well with a lot of people, and it has raised a lot of dust. And today, we are going to bring that dust to settle. As we engage in various brainstorming issues bordering around Nigeria, a country deeply divided and had never found unity in any way. Let us quickly have a refresh on Peter Obi's tweet that stirred the honest of bees, politically creating tension and emotional sentiment across Nigeria. Let us take a look at that. I'll be right back.
Peter Obi on his X account, he tweeted, "I am privileged to join other Nigerians of goodwill to celebrate a highly respected leader and former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, on his 90th birthday anniversary. In a time of hate, you stood for love. At a time of strife, you stood for peace. At a time of division, you stood for unity. Your life of service to our great nation, Nigeria, stand as one of sacrifice, leadership, and unity. Your steadfast commitment to preserving the peace and sovereignty of Nigeria during a challenging period in our history will forever be remembered and revered. Your exemplary leadership and statesmanship remain an inspiration to younger and many generations of Nigerians. As we celebrate this milestone, I pray that God continues to grant you good health, wisdom, and grace of true fruitfulness. May your..."
Well, that is it, but let us have a refresh on it. It seems that he didn't play to the full. I'll be right back.
Happy 90th birthday from Peter Obi. GGM.
All right, we are still on the program, BVI Channel 1 GGM for Good Governance, and we hope to have more of you come into this live interactive section where we all will talk about this thing. It is very important. We do, okay? And we respond to this very thing Peter Obi said right here, which I want us to go back again and listen to. There are very important highlights I want us to grab from it. Please listen attentively. While you do, keep sharing this video because everything boils down on it. The way Nigeria is and why Nigeria can never progress all boils down on tonight's broadcast. Don't miss out. Oh yeah, go back again and play it.
Peter Obi on his X account, he tweeted, "I am privileged to join other Nigerians of goodwill to celebrate a highly respected leader and former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, on his 90th birthday anniversary. In a time of hate, you stood for love. At a time of strife, you stood for peace. At a time of division, you stood for unity. Your life of service to our great nation, Nigeria, stand as one of sacrifice, leadership, and unity. Your steadfast commitment to preserving the peace and sovereignty of Nigeria during a challenging period in our history will forever be remembered and revered. Your exemplary leadership and statesmanship remain an inspiration to younger and many generations of Nigerians. As we celebrate this milestone, I pray that God continues to grant you good health, wisdom, and grace of true fruitfulness. May your legacy continue to guide us as we strive to build a more united, prosperous, and just Nigeria. Happy 90th birthday from Peter Obi.
GGM, uniting the people for good. I guess we have had it enough for now. Now, this very outspoken Kenneth Okonkwo was dragged in by Arise Television to respond to this uproar, to respond to this political tension and sentiment across border. What he said raised more dust, and we are here to settle everything. Let us forward march to what Kenneth Okonkwo said. And when we come back, don't forget this program is live. You can air your opinion. You can say your mind, because we are here to give you a voice. Not just giving you a voice, but finding a common ground to free Nigerians from bad governance, because that is what GGM is all about. Uniting the people for good governance. There is no two ways about it. Okay? Whether you're from the east, north, and south, is unity of Nigeria ever workable? And can the people ever unite against bad governance? And this thing called One Nigeria, as it is, which we know is a scam, what is the way out? All of this is what we are going to address here, because it is enough for Nigerians to keep deceiving themselves. Oya, forward march to that thing Kenneth Okonkwo said on Arise TV, and I'll be right back.
Why is it that Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, someone you know very well, is being almost forced to explain his congratulatory message to General Gowon? Because the likes of Simon Ekpa and several others are saying because he's desperate for power, he's beginning to cower. Some are saying that he's desperate to become president, so he's now going soft and he's trying to belong. Hence, he's doing what he's doing, and he's trying to explain the reason why. That's to show that probably we do not see ourselves as one.
Well, let me say that all the protests, all the agitations you're seeing Nigerian over, like I said, they are results of manifestation of marginalization, manifestation of injustice, manifestation of poverty. And it is everywhere in Nigeria. You just have the Yoruba nation agitators who submitted letter to the Prime Minister of Britain that they want a separate country. You can see that Boko Haram is
route. What I want to find out from you is why is Mr. Obi's statement of congratulations to General Gowon hitting up the polity is the big question, if we see ourselves as one Nigeria?
Well, you should be prepared to ask Obi that when you see him. I've always said that it is good for a leader to always think before he talks. In other words, before you make a statement, it must be a statement you have thought through, and you should be able to stand by it. You should not be, a fair weather kind of leader that when they push you this side, you will explain. When they push you this side, you will explain. you should be able to articulate your view at any point and stand by it. However, like I said, no human being is infallible. He does not need to explain if he is sure what he's saying, that he believes in it. But if he needed to explain and he explained, then you should hold him responsible for his own actions and for his own words. Let me tell you something. I believe in unity of Nigeria. I believe General Gowon made a whole lot of mistakes because he himself prevaricated on a lot of things that would have prevented the war, even when they were by his own initiation. And so, when you say Peter Obi made a statement and then he's clarifying, there's nothing wrong in clarification. However, there is a need to always be sensitive and then be sure of the statement you want to make so that you don't begin to want to pander on all sides. I've always said, it is good to stand on one side and then whatever consequences it is, then you take it. I don't have anything against anybody saying anything. It's a free word, freedom of expression, but you should be able to stand by your word. I don't think it has anything to do with the unity of Nigeria, because what Nigerians are looking out for now, like I said, is competent leaders of capacity. So if he expressed his opinion and withdrew it or modified it, that is his right to do, and he's entitled to it.
Now, Mr. Okonkwo, you said earlier, that the factors dividing Nigeria is not ethnic or religious affiliated, but you said corruption and bad leadership. Yep. However, some analysts, believe politicians usually use the divide and rule tactic. They use ethnicity, they use religion, to divide Nigerians in order to win election, like we witnessed in 2023. So how can Nigerians, as a people, how can the electorate rise above this very common gimmick?
Very good. Now, let me first of all agree with you that part of the incompetence of these leaders is having no policies to use to convince the people. They resort to such primordial sentiments. And that's why I'm saying that it is no longer part of our problem. Why am I saying that? The present president threw up all the ethnic cards, a Miloko, and I don't know how to speak all this, so let me not speak the one that will nail me here. But I always hear of Yoruba Ronu, I don't even know what it means. However, after doing all those things, he lost his state. After saying Muslim ticket, he did not even impress anybody. He still had the least votes as in relative to the opposition. So they exploit that tendency, but Nigerians have outgrown that. They win by rigging. They win by electoral violence, manipulation, and corruption. They don't win anymore by ethnic sentiments and religious fanaticism. That's what I'm saying. That the problem we have now is that their corruption of not being able to organize free and fair election, abuse of public power for private gain. It is no longer ethnic. I mean, you can't go to the north and tell a northerner now that you're a Muslim and he should vote for you because you're a Muslim. After what he is suffering now under a Muslim ticket, you can't go to anybody in the south, in the southwest, and say, vote for me because I'm from southwest. That is where the Abing power came. So I agree with you that some of these leaders, because they don't have anything, any policy to show to the people, they try to exploit such primordial sentiments.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance.
Good. We have had it, and Oborantim Kantiono. Now let us hit down to the nitty-gritty of this program. Don't forget, you are watching us live on BVI Channel 1 platform, and it's also streaming from our different platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and on our other YouTube channel, BVI Channel 1 Plus. In all of these platforms, we encourage you to follow us up there as we continue to update you with information that has undiluted and uncompromising truth. Okay? Where you can get verifiable information. and the information that will empower you, the truth that you will not hear anywhere. Now, joining me virtually is Ndubisi and Enugu. I don't know if he's seated there. He should be to join us live on this program virtually. Ndubisi and Enugu is not here. We hope he comes back again if he wants to still continue on this program. But meanwhile, don't forget that this program is live. We will continue to giving the people a voice. You can drop your comment on the comment section while we continue in this program. We are going to be reading out some of your commentaries from our YouTube channel and also on our Facebook. And that is what we're bringing to you right now. We hope that those of you who are watching, as you're dropping your comment, also try to share this video to someone else. Let them also be part of this program where we address issues. Now, let us take these issues one after the other, beginning with Peter Obi. Peter Obi's statement, I will call it indictment. To be honest with you, despite the fact that he tries to be very, very politically correct, it has placed him in the situation that nobody is in the sense that everywhere he's been dragged back and forth to explain himself. And you know Nigerians, they will say you go explain, you go tire, no evidence. Peter Obi is a leader, a charismatic leader for that matter, that is trading on a very sensitive path, walking along a time bomb, because his political adversaries of APC and PDP and all manner of wolves within the Nigerian political space are finding avenue to bring him down. What will he say? They have become Pharisee and Sadducee on top Peter Obi matter. So they have been, strolling him and, making him, some kind of finding a ground to indict him, finding a ground to bring him down. When he said that the man Gowon stood for the unity of this country, that he will be remembered and revered, and all of those things, he used to patronize Gowon on his 90th birthday. We know that it is neither here or there. He will definitely be remembered by a younger generation for what he actually did. In fact, before I proceed in my own opinion, Ndubisi and Enugu seems to be here. Ndubisi, position yourself properly and let's have your opinion on Peter Obi's. Let us start with Peter Obi's tweet that has caused a lot of uproar. A lot of doors have been raised. So we want to get your opinion on this matter. Okay? I would like to add you to the program very quickly so that you'll be able to speak and the people will be able to see you. Because as we talk the truth, we they show our face. We know they fear anybody as long as what we say is the truth and nothing but the truth. We haven't the BC seated, and you can call. Let us have your opinion on this matter. From Facebook, we'll be reading your comments and also appreciating you for joining the live program, as we encourage you also to share this program to everyone. It is live and direct. When you call this number right here on the screen, you will speak to the hearing of the entire world who are listening to us from our different platforms on our Facebook and on our YouTube channels, both on our main channel and on BVI channel 1+. We're also streaming live on Instagram. If you are there, please follow us. And on Twitter, we will become more active to update you with information. Also follow us there. And another one that is very important is on TikTok, because I heard that a lot of our Nigerian people, especially the youths, are there. So we want to bring them in this sensitization. All we needed is to reach 1,000 followers. If the only thing you can do is to follow or search BVI Channel 1 or Edua Souls on BVI Channel 1, just search on the TikTok, you follow us there. By the time we get to 1,000, we go live so that people from there will also follow us in what we are doing. Having said that, Ndubisi and Enugu, it's a pleasure to have you right here on the program tonight. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Chinedu. I am pleased to be in this program. And greetings to our viewers all over the world.
All right.
Yes, as in what P2B tweet in respect to General Gowon, so many Nigerians, most especially those from eastern part of Nigeria, former eastern part of Nigeria, they were not happy with the tweet in the sense that they considered General Gowon as one who presided over the war genocide against the people of the defunct Biafra. He was the president or the head of state during the war period, the 30 months that the war lasted, where more than 3 million innocent Biafrans were slaughtered. So they weren't most people from former eastern Nigeria were not happy with anybody that sympathized with the person called General Gowon. And to me, as a person, you know, I would rather keep silent if I'm in position of P2B. Because P2B should have read the
The mood.
the emotion, the mood,
Yeah.
exactly the mood of people before making such comments. He cannot be holier than the Pope, you know. He cannot be a saint. He cannot befriend everybody, even though he is in the bid or process of reconciliation, reconciling even the enemies and those who offended you,
Mm-hmm.
asking for forgiveness or for them to be forgiven for whatever thing they've done in the past. But however, the person of Gowon at 90 years is expected, personally me, I expected him to have opened up and asked God for forgiveness. The man knew that he made some mistakes, and we knew. Personally, I was born after the war, but I've read a lot of books. You know, he was young, I think about 34 years during the time of the war. He made some very costly mistakes. One of them, he said he wasn't prepared at Abura conference in Ghana. But Ojukwu was prepared. Ojukwu came with his confidential secretary. Ojukwu prepared his memo, but him wasn't prepared. Is that an excuse that he was not prepared? A man of his age at 90 years should have sat down and embarked on what we call introspection, soul searching, search his soul, and he himself knew where he made mistakes. Nobody will send him to prison again. Nobody will crucify him. So it's just not too much, or us asking for too much. If he said, "I am sorry, this is the mistake I made. Who was my friend? I thought that this thing, but it didn't go that way. Pressure from the international community, from my ethnic groups, people were not happy, and I had to play along. If he is saying the truth, the young people should know. But we know that the man wants to keep the secret to his grave, to his grave, just like so many others have done. Like Ojuku, I remember people asked Ojuku to the story about the Civil War from his mouth. People say no, 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 no. A lot of things happened during the war, and a lot of things are better left unsaid. Chinedu, you could remember me and you met Commander Madebo. We begged him,
Yeah.
we begged him to grant us an interview, but General or Commander Madebo refused.
We
He
begged
said
him
he
to,
will
to
not do
tell us
that.
the story. We want to record the story. He said exactly that same thing in his house in Oka. I remembered.
From the horse's mouth, he said no. So that is the same case with generals.
I think the only
They
person that was
committed
able
a lot
to relay some few things to us is Bullier. And all of these men, they are all
of
gone.
Colonel
Yeah, Colonel Bullier.
Bullion, and even Achuze told us his
And
part
that's
of
what you
the
as
story.
well told us. Yeah. We met with a lot of people. We gathered a lot of information from these elders who were frontliners during that war. Because so many people that even fought that war weren't even informed about the war properly. Go ahead.
So let me conclude by saying that Obi, as a person, he has his mode of operation. I may not be Obi, and like I said, if I were him, knowing the mood of my people, I'll just go to Gowon house quietly, do my thing, and leave. There is no need coming to public, tweeting, tweeting anything. Who are you tweeting? Are you tweeting to score a political goal, or for you to tell people of Middle Belt that you are at peace with them? So, like I said, it is him. He has right to his opinion. He has right to his fundamental human rights. So, but Nigerians, mostly people from eastern part of Nigeria, also have right to criticize him. And myself, I have my own right to proffer my own solution or alternative view. That if I were him, I would do it quietly if I must go there. So Chinedu, that is much I can say for now. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, NDBC. And the lines are now open as we've taken this very reaction on introductory to his own view with respect to what we're talking about. You can also drop your comment on the comment section while we read them out. And also, you can take up the opportunity to call the numbers on the screen, +234-810-4545-533. The number is right here on the screen, right here. So you can call +234-810-4545-533. Okay? And we will take your call. People are already calling. Please continue calling. We are going to bring you through. Okay, I think we have the first caller tonight on the line. Hello, good evening. You're welcome to the program live and direct. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Oh, you might call back. I think you're having some call back. Please, if you are calling, ensure you mute your listening device. If you are listening from any gadget, whether phone, television, or laptop, or whatever gadget you are watching us from, please mute it or bring the volume down so that you don't have hold back. All right? So that we'll have a smooth deliberation this evening. The number still remains +234-810-4545-533. While we're waiting for your call, let us revisit what Kenneth Okonkwo said. In NDBC, you have heard what Kenneth Okonkwo said, and he mentioned the unity of Nigeria. What has caused the disunity in Nigeria? Do you agree with him? Do you agree with him with respect to the unity of Nigeria? And what he preferred as a solution, is it in order? Can Nigeria ever be united? What he said, how true is it? We can't hear you.
Sorry, Chinedu. In summary, can you just remind me what he said
That's what I just
about
said
the
now.
unity of?
He talked about, in fact, let us replay it. He talked about,
No, just tell me. There is only because I'm not seeing what you're playing.
what I'm saying in essence is that Kenneth Okonkwo was asked about his reaction to Peter Obi's comment. He relayed exactly what you said, that Peter Obi should have kept quiet and all of that. But we're now talking about the unity of Nigeria. Why is it that what this guy said is now stirring up? Why are people now politicizing it? And also, is it completely elusive for Nigeria to ever unite? I have my opinion, which I will say after yours. Talking about unity of Nigeria, he made mention of no poverty and hunger, and it is the politicians who are incompetent that have nothing to sell, use ethnicity and religious sentiment to divide the people, and all of those things. So your own opinion.
No, like see, so many of us, even elites and the educated class, keep on confusing people about the problem with Nigeria. Nigeria Nigeria has a fundamental issue, fundamental foundational issue. From day one, Nigeria was created as a business platform, business organization. Nigeria was created by Niger Royal Company to come over here as a trading enterprise. So we should always.
Hello, Andy, hang on. Let us take this caller, please. Hello?
Good evening, my brother in the studio.
Good evening to you. Can you turn down the volume of your listening device? I think we can hear ourselves.
All the Nigerian people, everybody, wherever you reside. Am I coming out live?
You are coming out live, but there are some noise we are getting from your end.
No.
All right, go on.
I'm not in a noisy place. It depends on the network.
Okay, go
on. Good evening, my brother. Good evening, Mazi in the visa in the studio. Good evening, everybody that is listening, following this BVI. It's an educative channel. My thanks on that. My name is Anthony Antiru Kamis. I'm coming right from my own suggestion, there are my own comments. People have been looking a way to pull Mazi to be down, and they have succeeded. Because coming out by saying all those things, everybody knew quite all right what Gowon played during their trials. I was very, very lucky enough to ask some story from Mazi and General Anya before when he was alive. Gowon caused a lot of damages to us. He caused genocide in the Biafra land. Even he teamed up with Britain because Britain is the cause of the whole thing. After having all the whole meeting with Ojukwu, Aburi Accord, after having all the whole meeting, so when he came back, they ran back and changed the whole thing. He stabbed us. We suffer from this partial constitution. Everybody, most of the families here lost their loved ones. Still, he cannot even come out and tender apology and say, I am sorry. Though I know that by saying sorry, those that one can never come out again. But it is better being an elder statesman. Even at the age of 90 years, he cannot come out and tender apology. And this is happening to most of our politicians. Why would P2B come out and say all these comments. He knew about what Gowon did to us. In fact, let me put it in that, like in our own language. He shot himself on his leg. He's supposed to come out and condemn whatever Gowon did to his people. We are the poor masters. This has shown that it doesn't mean that most of the politicians, they will tell you something and they will having another thing at the back of their mind. This is what it shows. They are not with us. When we are crying, they are not crying. When we are in fact, that because when you want them, in any burial, in any fund, they will attend that burial. So they can come out and tell us something. But inside, they are doing another thing. I am highly disappointed. But I'm pleading to him now. He has to seek, he has to search for a better advisor. Not every glitter something is good. Because what people are looking for, they have seen it. Nobody, in fact, I am highly disappointed. I read my case. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now, before we let you go, can you quickly react to you as a person, to you as a Nigerian, and to you as an Igbo person? Do you think that Nigeria can ever unite to achieve anything?
Forceful marriage can never, because how can we can never, we are not the same, we can never be the same. Because if you recall back, amalgamation 1914, that is because any expiring drug kills. And 40 foundation. How can the same people came here and deceive people that we are fathers of amalgamation? We are 8 years child can sign paper, 10 years the child paper. They all call them founding fathers. You cannot you can never mix water with oil. No, we can never be one. We can never be one because we are not one before. Right from onset.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We can never be one.
All right. Thank you very much for your submission. We are still taking calls. You can call +234 810 4545 533 to be part of this live interactive section. All right. We are still live. We are still live on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channels. And you can also follow us on TikTok and on our Twitter so that we can also start going live there. Nubisi, how do you react to what she said? And condemning Peter Obi's action. It seems everybody is condemning Peter Obi's action without really giving the man a benefit of that. He's a politician. Definitely he has to, there's what we call political statement. And if you go word by word, I try to go word by word with what this guy said. And I would like us to listen to it, especially those of you who are just coming into the program. I want you to listen to it, and then you'll be able to have a better view and perspective if actually there's something he said there that is typically wrong. There are things there that I can pickpocket that they are wrong. Talking about saying that the man fought for the unity of Nigeria. I don't think he was fighting for the unity of Nigeria. He was fighting for the interests of Britain and to retain power. That is one. Because if that is not so, I wonder when you want to unite with somebody, you are forcing that person by killing that person and starving millions of their children, women, to death. What kind of unity are you fighting for? When you talk about trying to sustain the sovereignty of Nigeria, I know the man would be regretting. He will be regretting ever fighting to keep Nigeria one. He might try to use pride and all of that to cover it, and part of the secret that is going to go down with him in the grave. But if he is so proud, if this guy called Gowon is so proud of the Nigeria he fought for, he would have been living in his homeland. As a 90-year-old man, he would have by now settled back in his village in peace. and tranquility, enjoying the benefit of the Nigeria he massacred, or he led the massacre of more than 4 million persons to keep as one. But no, because his community is in disarray, his state is nowhere to be, is nothing to write home about. The man is living in the UK instead of in his village. That is the kind of country he fought for, because he cannot spend a night in his community because of Nigeria have happened to him. Now Peter Obi trying to pacify and patronize this same man without taking into account the emotions of his people. Not just his people, but many Nigerians as well. Because of the role he's played and is still playing. What advice are they giving their juniors in power? What, as an elder statesman, what has he spoken with respect to the suffering of an average Nigerian? What has he said or done with the killing of his own people in Plateau State, in Langtan today? It is no-go area. Go on, what has he said? So all of these things, when you try to be politically correct, that is one thing I like about Trump. Like him or hate him. If you like, vote for him. If you don't like, don't vote for him. He will tell it to you the way he likes. He's not being politically correct. But Peter Obi, as a fine politician who wants to be sent without dent, he tried to be very careful with the word he used. If you go by the word, the man can exonerate himself that he didn't say that the man did not kill people, but he said that the memories of what he did will be remembered. That is, so let us go back again and listen to that very speech by Gowon. And when I come back, we will continue on this. And don't forget, keep dropping your comment because we'll come back to take them. In case you cannot call, keep dropping the comment both on Facebook and on the YouTube. We'll definitely get there as we proceed in this program. Let us listen to that once again. That very tweet Peter Obi made that caused wahala everywhere. Oh yeah, forward march to it.
Peter Obi on his X account, he tweeted, "I am privileged to join other Nigerians of goodwill to celebrate a highly respected leader and former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, on his 90th birthday anniversary. In a time of hate, you stood for love. At a time of strife, you stood for peace. At a time of division, you stood for unity. Your life of service to our great nation, Nigeria, stand as one of sacrifice, leadership, and unity. Your steadfast commitment to preserving the peace and sovereignty of Nigeria during a challenging period in our history will forever be remembered and revered. Your exemplary leadership and statesmanship remain an inspiration to younger and many generations of Nigerians. As we celebrate this milestone, I pray that God continues to grant you good health, wisdom, and grace of true fruitfulness. May your legacy continue to guide us as we strive to build a more united, prosperous, and just Nigeria. Happy 90th birthday from Peter Obi." GGM, uniting the people for good governance.
That is it. That is it. That is it. And I believe that you've had a glimpse of what we are talking about. Now, Tundubisi and Enugu, I hope he's coming back again. I think we lost him, but he's going to come back again. Don't forget that this program is live and direct. You can call to be part of this program. Ndubisi, now, with respect to what our caller said, do you think Peter Obi committed a political suicide? Or he's just talking out of sentiment and not really understanding the language of politics? From the last caller that called. Because we're here to educate the people. I believe she's listening.
Yeah, no, Chinedu say it is her own personal opinion. In my view, Peter Obi is only trying to be a good man. You know, he's just trying to not to offend anybody. Remember, Chinedu, Gowon has many followers, sympathizers. He has trained so many people. He has so many lieutenants. So by Peter Obi making certain comment, what he's looking at is to win all those his supporters over. Uh-huh. But you know, I've said it before that Peter Obi should have read the mood and the emotions of people, Biafran people, the Igbo people, before penning down any word at all. Like that thing you said, that Gowon fought for the unity of Nigeria. Well, certain things are better left unsaid. So, Chinedu, that's mine to that lady. So many people, so many grassroots people, common people on the street would react just like that woman that just called. But like the question you asked,
VC. Now, let us quickly go over to the comment section and see what we have there, what the people are saying, and the people who are commenting. Don't forget, you can still be part of this program by calling 0810-4545-533. The number is right here on the screen. And this is GGM Africa for good governance, uniting the people for good governance. And we are doing this in partnership with Igbo Community Radio, who happen to be one of our biggest partners, and also the parliament, who have, ensured that we stay afloat to give you a voice. All right. Maybe subsequently in this program, we will be having them on our programs every Friday, and make time to be here while we discuss these very issues that got to do with good governance of the people. Now, to the comment section before we continue in this deliberation, we have Ojiegbe Valentine is asking that he wants to hear more from Kenneth Okonkwo. Please pardon us because of want of time. We had to, bring you an intro to what he said in that interview. You can watch that interview to the full on Arise Television. We are just using it as a purpose of a reference so that you understand where we are going to in this program. So you can look out for that very interview in full on Arise Television YouTube channel. All right, now His Majesty, what he said here, His Majesty is the name making this comment actually. He said, what Kenneth Okonkwo said is absolutely in order because Obi is supposed to be a man indeed. Secondly, sentiment and nepotism no longer win election in Nigeria. However, high level of corruption does. Nubisi, how do you agree with this one? This very comment really made weight. How do you agree with this comment saying that what Peter Obi said doesn't win election, or what he said, what Kenneth Okonkwo said actually is true? Tribal sentiment and this and all of that do not win it. It's corruption and impunity. Do you agree with that? Totally. Or you have
to some extent,
okay, what are those extent? Let's hear it for the benefit of our viewers.
No, to the extent that Nigerian masses are not yet informed. Nigeria, as of today, I don't know of tomorrow, still play tribal and religious politics. And P2B is trying to play along that. He's trying to win the support of middle belt. He's trying to win the support of all parts of Nigeria. That is what he's doing. And it's good for him. He's playing politics. He's using his words kindly. So to the extent that he might want to win those in the north and lose some people than east. That is why I say to some extent. Uh-huh.
Does ethnicity and religion play a huge role in politics in Nigeria today? That's the reality of what we want to address. And to what extent? Because for me, it plays. That is the truth. Because all these people shouting Emilokon,
Yes, I
they have
said,
suffered,
I
they have
said yes.
suffered.
Now.
Next 2027, you see them do the same thing. Is it today that we started addressing it? Although what we can say is that more of people are beginning to understand the reality of this game by the politicians. You can say more. But truly, how many more people needed to be informed? Especially those of us who do not have access to internet. Those people are so poor these days that they can't even afford to recharge their internet. They want to make sure that Nigerians are so impoverished that they are put in the dark. They don't even know what is happening around them. No, that's the position. And that is the game. Okay? So, to what extent do you think that this ethnicity could still play a role in 2027 election or even subsequent election? Down to even state like Anambra State, okay, the one that happened in those states. We understand the fact that corruption and impunity plays a huge role during election. For the fact that you see people switching results, changing results in IRF, and manipulation elections, rewriting election results, intimidating, carrying ballot box, and all of those things. Yes. And the most important, selling of votes. Because that is what happened in the North. When you're talking about ethnicity, you're talking about religion, what about hunger and poverty, which they have weaponized? These are part of the things. I know Kenneth is trying to point out that these are the real issues. But it boils down on the people, because it is the people that are the major stakeholders there. If there are impunities and irregularities in the electoral process, the people are playing 70 to 80% of it. The rest is being played by the politicians who are the real pressers of the button, controlling the rest of the 70%. The 30 or 20% of the politicians are the ones controlling the entire larger space of attitude or behavior of Nigerians, because they have empowered. If they don't get you through ethnicity or religion, what about poverty and hunger? These are part of the issues. Now, what we're saying is that Nigerians must live above these things, must live above ethnicity and religion sentiment, must also live above poverty and hunger, if you can get it right. If you never write it down, that understand our differences, that is telling ourselves the truth that we are not one, and understand our differences so that we can know how we can actually work together, if it is possible. And that is the truth. And I agree with Abad Bello in that. And this is the same mistake many people are doing today. And that is why we say the irreducible minimum, anyone can get involved, is to join the advocacy to return Nigeria back to regional government. This regional government, they are romancing with it. They are not sincere with it. This is Tinubu has formed a regional development commission. All of those things are trash. All of those things are trash. The irreducible minimum that can save whatever that is left of Nigeria is to do what? Return Nigeria back to regional government, where every unit will be independent to a large extent. Anything other than that, forget it. One Nigeria as it is today is a scam against all Nigerians, against every suffering Nigerian. And that is the truth. It is the game of the politicians. So people should give P2B a kind of bit of doubt, despite the fact that nobody is infallible. Nobody is all correct. Okay? Now, let me quickly dive into the comment section briefly before I wrap it up on tonight's live broadcast. And I really appreciate every one of you who are joining and dropping your comment. Joshua Aleto say genocidal Gowon. All these praises and elogies the genocidal Gowon, all these praises will be you, they fall our hand. Okay, so the guy is just trying to say that the genocidal Gowon is receiving all these praises, that will be they fall their hand. So Danny, okay, that one came from Justina Aleto. All right, it's because this reflection of light can get me see some of this thing properly. All right, and Dandy Okeke said P2B should be in the center. He should not be seen as a tribalistic. All right, that is very, very correct. If I must say. All right, let us go to the Facebook and see what the people have for us there. We appreciate them. Steve Ndukwe, thank you for joining this program. We have Samuel Emeko Kafo. He said, Kenneth, keep quiet. You don't know nothing. All right, Victor Badefo, thank you for coming. We have Habs Hassan. We also appreciate you for coming. Igwe Dibia, Ifani. He said, Obi is out. Out of where? You might explain better. Also, Yagazie Zara, we appreciate you for joining. Keep joining, keep sharing, keep dropping the comment, keep clicking on that follow button, and let us form a very large community where we exchange ideas, where you get prompt information without adding value, without telling you, okay, you say this one is bad. What is the way forward? This is where we deliberate. This is where we brainstorm. I know Nigerians, many people don't have time to brainstorm into solutions, but we all try to galvanize and hype on the problem, which we not have, we don't even get the solutions to. So we have to form opinions that will solve the problem. All right, thank you for coming in, and we keep encouraging you to keep sharing and keep following us. If you're on Twitter, please follow us there. If you're also on TikTok, we need you to follow us there. I click Kenneth 1,000 subscribers, just a few number of people. We will get to up to 1,000 followers on TikTok. Then we'll start going live there and bringing more people in to sensitize them the more. All right. We have all the Limo Oloku. Thank you for watching. We have Friday Ojo, Chinedu, my namesake, Napoleon Onovo. Thank you for coming. Ifomume, thank you for watching. Igwe Ifeanyi said, what P2B did is unforgivable. Na ndị mmadụ nwekwara obi akpọ. Ọ sị na ọma mgbada kwa nke akwa nje na-adịghị mgbagharụ. Yeah? What is your own opinion, you that is watching? All right, Dennis Max, thank you for coming. Namani John Paul Bond. He said Obi is hypocrisy and can never rule. A ruler should be stand strong, not double standard. Hey, oh, okay. Oh. Now we have John Obinna Ozo. Thank you for watching. David Naka is also watching. Thank you very much, every one of you who are joining. We appreciate you, and we encourage you to keep watching, keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing. All right? We also have a whole lot of people who are following us on our YouTube channel and also on our BVI channel 1+. We appreciate you, those of you who are there, who are watching also. We appreciate you tremendously. We really appreciate you tremendously. Okay, somebody is calling us on the direct line. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. This is BVI Channel 1, and we are live on the program. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Tuta. I'm calling from other state.
All right, go ahead.
I will not speak English because I am an Igbo man now.
But the world who are listening to us are not all Igbos.
Okay. You got the news I'm watching in my phone now. I heard that I'm not the car DSS cutter. They want to remove him in DSS cutter. Is it true or lie?
Well, that is not the topic we are reviewing, but keep in touch with BVI Channel 1. We will definitely verify the news and bring it to you. That's why it is important you are following BVI Channel 1 for verified news and not propagandas and lies.
Okay, because I want to confirm.
It's all right. Just keep following us for more updates on that.
Okay, sir. All right. Can I know your name?
You are calling BVI Channel 1.
No.
Thank you. They want to verify news and people, the eager. Well, I'm going to publish a video very importantly by tomorrow. What Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer said with respect to Nnamdi Kano's incarceration in DSS custody. But that is not what we're talking about this evening. But they expect that video to be dropped by tomorrow, Saturday. All right, we are still live, and we've taken some of our comments here on the comment section, and we really appreciate every one of you who have watched this far. We appreciate you and hope that you continue sticking with us as we continue working hard to inform you better. There's nothing like that more important to us than to inform you better. And I still remain as Chinelo Peters. Before I go, let us quickly recap on our major stories tonight, beginning with the letter of Peter Obi that caused a lot of controversy. I'll be right back.
Peter Obi on his X account, he tweeted, "I am privileged to join other Nigerians of goodwill to celebrate a highly respected leader and former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, on his 90th birthday anniversary. In a time of hate, you stood for love. At a time of strife, you stood for peace. At a time of division, you stood for unity. Your life of service to our great nation, Nigeria, stand as one of sacrifice, leadership, and unity. Your steadfast commitment to preserving the peace and sovereignty of Nigeria during a challenging period in our history will forever be remembered and revered. Your exemplary leadership and statesmanship remain an inspiration to younger and many generations of Nigerians. As we celebrate this milestone, I pray that God continues to grant you good health, wisdom, and grace through fruitfulness. May your legacy continue to guide us as we strive to build a more united, prosperous, and just Nigeria. Happy 90th birthday from Peter Obi." GGM,
when I come
uniting
back,
the people
we'll draw the curtain
for good
on
governance.
this program tonight. Let us quickly have the opinion of Kenneth Okonkwo. I'll be right back.
Why is it that Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, someone you know very well, is being almost forced to explain his congratulatory message to General Gowon? Because the likes of Simon Ekpa and several others are saying because he's trying to explain the reason why. That's to show that probably we don't see ourselves as one.
Well, let me say that all the protests, all the agitations you're seeing in Nigeria, like I said, they are results of manifestation of marginalization, manifestation of injustice, manifestation of poverty. And it is everywhere in Nigeria. You just have the Ugandan agitators who submitted letter to the Prime Minister of Britain that they want a separate country. You can see that Boko Haram...
What I want to find out from you is, why is Mr. Obi's statement or congratulations to General Gowon hitting up the policy is the question if we see ourselves as one Nigeria?
Well, you should be prepared to ask Obi that when you see him. I've always said that it is good for a leader to always think before he talks. In other words, before you make a statement, you must have thought through. You should be able to stand by it. You should be a fair weather kind of leader that when they push you this side, you will explain. When they push you this side, you will explain. You should be able to articulate your view at any point and stand by it. However, like I said, no human being is infallible. He does not need to explain. He is sure what he's saying, that he believes in it. But if he needed to explain, and he explained, then you should hold him responsible for his own actions and for his own words. Let me tell you something. I believe in unity of Nigeria. I believe General Gowon made a whole lot of mistakes because he himself prevaricated on a lot of things that would have prevented the war, even when they were by his own initiation. And so, when you say Peter Obi made a statement and then he's clarifying, there's nothing wrong in clarification. However, there is a need to always be sensitive and then be sure of the statement you want to make. so that you don't begin to want to pander on all sides. I've always said it is good to stand on one side, and then whatever consequences it is, then you take it. I don't have anything against anybody saying anything. It's a free word, freedom of expression. You should be able to stand by your word. I don't think it has anything to do with the unity of Nigeria, because what Nigerians are looking out for now, like I said, is competent leaders of capacity. So if he expresses his opinion and we do it on the fight, that is his right to do, and he's entitled to it.
Now, Mr. Okonkwo, you said earlier, that the factors dividing Nigeria is not ethnic or religious affiliated, but you said corruption and bad leadership. However, some analysts, believe politicians usually use the divide and rule tactic. They use ethnicity, they use religion, to divide Nigerians in order to win election, like we witnessed in 2023. So how can Nigerians, as a people, how can the electorate rise above this very common gimmick?
Very good. Now, let me first of all agree with you that part of the incompetence of these leaders is having no policies to use to convince people they resort to such primordial sentiments. And that's why I'm saying that it's no longer part of our problem. Why am I saying that? The president threw up all the ethnic cards, Amy Locker, and I don't know how to speak on this, so let me not speak one that will nail me here. But I always hear of Yoruba Run, I don't even know what it means. However, after doing all these things, he lost his state. After saying Muslim ticket, he did not even impress anybody. He still had the least votes as in relative to the opposition. So they exploit that tendency, but Nigerians have outgrown that. They win by reading, they win by electoral violence, manipulation, and corruption. They don't win anymore by ethnic sentiments and religious fanaticism. That's what I'm saying. That the problem we have now is that their corruption of not being able to organize free and fair election, abuse of public power for private gain. It is no longer ethnic. You can't go to the north and tell a northerner now that you're a Muslim and he should vote for you because you're a Muslim. After what he is suffering now under the Muslim ticket, you can't go to anybody in the south, in the southwest, and say vote for me because I'm from southwest. That is where the Abin power came. So I agree with you that some of these leaders, because they don't have anything, any policy to show to the people, they try to exploit such primordial sentiment.
GGM, uniting the people
All right.
for good governance.
Thank you very much for watching. And that is where we are drawing the curtain for tonight on this program, GGM Africa for Good Governance. And it is very wonderful to be with you guys here to deliberate on these issues. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms as we continue to inform you better. I still remain Asuchiro Peters, hoping to have you back again next week. From Monday, we continue our Matters Arising Mondays to Thursdays. Then on Fridays like this, we take on good governance. And we are doing that in partnership with Igbo Community Radio and the Parliament, the customary government of indigenous people of Biafra parliaments, all right, where they speak their opinion as it concerns uniting the people for good governance. Because there can never be any meaningful development or even freedom that you are asking of without good governance. What is dragging the Southeast backward today, economically and otherwise, is as a result of bad governance, which has resulted in restiveness on many youth who have opted out to resort to violence because the government is lagging behind in their responsibility. So these are part of the things we need to address and keep addressing and keep sensitizing and exposing the consciousness of the people to understand their left and their right, to understand the things happening in our society. We mold opinions here for a better society. And on that, I'm signing out saying stay blessed and stay safe at all times. Good night.